Hi everyone, my name is Della Phillips. I'm also known as Bicycle Lady. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Now let's get to the matter at hand. First of all, I'm going to recap what I've been doing. I've still been doing muscle exercises 1, which is the lines, the straight lines of various lengths, plus the wavy and the spiral lines. With muscle memory 2, I added circles. And when you do this, you can try different ways that you hold your felt tip marker. I got better at it, but obviously I still need some more work, both on the circles and the ellipses. So I'm going to continue with these at least 45 minutes to an hour each day. And as I move on now to another exercise called seeing the edges. And this exercise actually, I don't know where I came up with it. I believe it was mentioned in one of the drawing books I once read about Renaissance, how they worked in Renaissance workshops, artist workshops. They had them trace and do things, and it seemed to make sense to me. And I think I also saw somebody else talk about using this. It makes sense because that way, when you're looking at the edges and trying to find the edges and mark it with a pen, it reinforces that you're looking and assessing the line, the contour line of the various shapes within the shape, rather than using your mind's preconceived idea of what it should look like. And for that, I just use pictures that I can find. We're not going to do any artwork. Basically, I throw it, when I'm done, throw it in the recycling bin. Used to be a great place to find pictures of various types was in catalogs. Although catalogs are pretty scarce these days. This is one that came in, and you can find some pictures like this, and as long as you have like a 2/3 page or 3/4 page, it should be large enough so you can go in, and as you can see, I'm going through and marking the shapes. And as your pen tip travels, of course, your eye is going to be following with the pen tip. As you can tell, there's some circles here. Anyway, that's what this whole thing is. And you go through and you would outline and mark all the edges. That way it reinforces you seeing the edge only as edge, not as a total object. And you can follow the tip with your eye as you mark, which will help work on hand-eye coordination as well. Now, if you don't have any catalogs, another great source for pictures is a Sunday paper, the weekend or magazine section. We call it the Weekender down here in South Florida, but a magazine section usually has some really good photographs. Also, some of the sales things with cards and so forth, depending on your area, can be quite nice and fairly large. Past that, there'd be only one other option, is to print out your own photos or go on to a royalty-free site and print out some photos that you can use. Again, we're not making artwork. We're just reinforcing, seeing the edges, and marking them down. And here's one I downloaded and printed out from Unsplash. I thought it was great with the Porsche. And look at all these vertical lines from the shades that I would also put in. And it also is a bit of a one-point perspective, actually. I believe, unless you count this in as another point. But I kind of like this picture, so I think this would be a nice challenge to do. You can do all types of different pictures. Here's one of tomatoes. And I think this would be quite nice to do, like just to grab a pen. If you do all these details in here, right through all of this, and look at all those little hairs and so forth, and that line and this line. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all that, but I would also do the defined edge, or close to a defined edge of the highlight, and then where it diffuse out the most, as long as some of the darker areas and so forth. I think you're getting the idea. Another one I found on Unsplash. You can also go to Pixabay. There's some other locations. Let me know if you have any suggestions on royalty-free sites. That would be good to look at and maybe get some good pictures to use. So here you have your different squares, your lines, and I'm going to really enjoy doing this one too. Another one, I think this is a Greek building, I'm not sure, but it gives some good small circles here, curved line, and various shapes. So seeing the edges is what we're looking to work on. And as long as when you're doing that, keep in mind that your eye will follow the line exactly where the tip is. So, and that will help with hand-eye coordination work as well. Now, I was going to end it there. However, I thought it might be good for you to see some stuff that I've already done. For example, I took that car photo. I thought it was so nice and neat. And as you can see, I did put the striation where there was a change in value. And look at the lines that is created by that. Then you have your curved lines here in the car. And I even put in the clouds there. It actually looks, I kind of like the way it looks. It looks a little cartoony, but I like the way it looks. Another one with the tomatoes. I did put in all the tomato. And as you can see, I did get a little bit detail. Now, one thing I thought after I got this all done is going, I could always take, when you use pictures in the computer, you could always take it to black and white. And maybe I could see better where all the different shadows occur because I'm not dealing with hues suspect, just looking at values. And it also could help me get away from the mindset, oh, that's a red tomato, it should look round and so forth. So I printed it out in grayscale, and look at this. I did miss a little bit. I don't know how I could, let me just put it this way. Where, as you can see, this really is this shape. I got close. I did miss a little bit. Now I see it here. I now see it here. And then down here, instead of going all the way up and around, it should be more like this. So, I still have to work on edges. However, I think I've gotten better. Besides just looking at it, just talking to you, you know, it might be a good idea for me to, seeing edges, to do the same exercise on the black and white. And to reinforce everything. And the reason why it's black and white, it's easier, at least I find, is because it's not looking totally realistic with the color and all the different values and the hues. So, I think I'm going to do that. I think that would help reinforce this part, this one I did the exercise on, also to do there to see what I see when it's black and white. Well, that's it for this week. I'm going to be working on this. Please join me. Let me know if this is helping you learn to draw or improve your art skills. I know it's helping me. So, if you find value, enjoy it, give it the video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. It lets me know that I'm doing a good job, as well as to let YouTube know that you enjoy the video content. Until next time, take care, and see you later.